It's like a remote control. It's the mouse like it was a remote.
Yeah, I pointed at the screen.
And
then click the button.
You have to do that, obviously.
No, it's a computer mouse. It's normally you just lay it down and click it like on a computer.
But the point, it was like a Star Trek thing.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. What happens in Star Trek?
I mean, they point at things with their little devices and do stuff. So we're in the garage right now, right?
It's garage. It's podcast time. We're podcasting right now.
Nice.
You see it?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Live with, yourself? What's your name, Brandon? Brandon, what's your name?
Brandon, what's your name?
My name is Patrick.
Stewie from St. Louis.
Stewie from St. Louis.
That's what we were waiting for. That's really the payoff I needed.
We teased you last week. And you didn't show.
We built you up. We said
I was too wasted.
That sounds about right. Actually, from the recording, they probably know. You were getting down on a big old plate of food. Actually, some ribs or something. I think it was.
Yeah, and I was trying to get my groove on, so when I do this, I was ready. But obviously, that didn't happen.
A little premature this time around too.
Yes.
Well, the few listeners that we have a low. If they listen continuously, must have a low standard. So we constantly try to make it better, and it really doesn't do much for us. It got better when we just started just sitting here bullshitting.
We're gonna hit this first half hour hard, so that people stick around for all the action at the end.
Right. All this action.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. May, is it May or March? March?
It's
May? It's one of the M months. May 29th, 2013.
It's almost over.
Yeah, May's almost over. Only 2 more days left in this month, and then it'll be June.
Scary. Halfway mark for 2013.
Is it the first day of the month, or would it be like the 15th of June?
15th or something, I guess.
Something along those lines.
Maybe the 13th because of February being a leap year.
Oh, extra day, yeah.
Yeah.
This is we're welcoming Stewie to the podcast. Stewie from St. Louis. One time. And Stewie has no idea how these podcast things work. Pretty much it's just us sitting here doing nothing, and we just talk, and somehow it gets recorded and put on the internet for whatever reason.
Just BSing.
Sometimes we have some topics that we would discuss and try to make jokes of, and then sometimes they fall short. A lot of times they fall short.
I'd say most of
the majority of the time, there's no jokes to be had. It's just you staring.
Well, jokes are either really funny or they suck.
Well, we're not doing knock jokes. We joke about stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, but a good joke.
You got any good jokes?
No, I'm not a joke teller.
Hey, I got a joke.
I just shoot from the hip.
You got a joke? He's got a joke for you.
Hey, Stewie.
Yeah.
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of cut to.
Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah.
Well, to get to the other side, but that's not the answer I'm gonna get.
No, it's to get to the gay guy's house.
Why the gay guy's house?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The chicken.
Chicken.
Oh, you answered your door for the chicken. Who went to the gay guy's house?
Bastard.
That's
fucked up. That's a bad joke.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great joke.
Exactly.
It's a great joke if idiots like me play along.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
you didn't really want to play along, though.
No, I did not. I did not want to, but hey, what the hell?
That's not the premise of this show, but just to give you like a picturesque moment here, we have myself, Patrick, Brandon here sitting next to me, and then third, Michael Stewart, Stewie one time, and he sits in a mirror version of where we're sitting now most nights. A garage that somehow, over all the years, Stewie, that I've known you, I don't know how you recreate the same exact garage experience each time, but that table, the lamp,
it's like Memorex.
The slurred vision that I experience a lot of times that I show up in the garage.
Well, that's because of the fun times we have in it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you limiting that to fun times and not specifying what caused that.
What kind of fun times you have in there? The gay sex and
party. Yeah, right. They're just party fun times. Whatever happens, happens.
Fun times more than one time.
You can't bring back an hour or two. You can't look forward to an hour or two. You can do it just right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
you can't be. That's not being a conservative, but you just live for the moment. Like right this moment. What we did an hour ago, you can't bring that back.
God, I probably can't remember.
We can bring back this hour later
Well,
with our
obviously,
recorded
come
podcast.
on.
That's really why we started doing this. Is
We wanted to relive the great moments.
these great memorable moments that we have so often.
You know, like sitting on a dirty old couch in a garage.
I must smell after I leave here. It's like I've been raped.
Yeah, this
You might get raped.
So let's describe what we're sitting. We're sitting on a very long retro '70s like pea green couch, pleather of course, that we found at a one Jamestown mall, a mall of my childhood. If you were a North Countyan, maybe you went there a time or two. That Northwest Plaza, but the mall is in disrepair. It's like an apocalypse. It's like if you were watching like Walking Dead and you were gonna hold up in a mall. That's what Jamestown looks like now.
We went to it's a used hotel furniture store where they like trade hotel furniture with other hotels and purchase from hotels
Back in the 70s, though, when I was there, it was like a Mid-Rivers Mall or a South County Mall. It was the place to go, you know, as a kid, because there was nothing else. And even the Northland Shopping Center back in the day was that way, but then,
Feel free to speak your minds to it.
That kind of went to the side of the demographic area.
You're just really holding yourself back right now, and I feel like you don't understand the
I've only had one pint of the Bavarian.
What Stewie means by the nice terminology he just used is what some call the white flight of the late 90s to early 2000s to the O'Fallon, St. Charles area of Missouri here. And the demographic he speaks of is of the African American descent, and
the blacks ruined your beloved mall.
Yeah,
One time.
I mean, at noon it was dark out.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to wait for the sun to go down.
Yeah.
I catch your drift.
But even at that point, even at my point in the 90s, the mall was still all right. You had the fountains going. As a kid, you didn't really see all the stuff, the darkness, but well, actually no, my dad would always be muttering here goes this and here goes that under his breath, but now it's absolutely fucked up. Like you go in and you see all this furniture, and then you see like the old escalators they have blocked off with like random furniture, and it's just messed up. It's surreal, and
I really don't even want to ever see it.
No, you shouldn't. You should just avoid it. It would kind of make you feel funky, and for a couple of days it rode with me to this desolate.
I mean, like the only area of North County I will go to would be Chambers and Bellefontaine.
From your weekend party?
Yes, which we're going there again this weekend for a hog roast.
2 in a row?
Well, no, last weekend was just like the pre-party where we just barbecued.
That was a pre-party?
You didn't make it sound like a pre-party.
Oh, Saturday was unbelievable.
What you described didn't sound as a pre-party.
It was like going back 25 years ago to the high school party. People passed out in the lawn, throwing up. And we're all in our upper 40s. And, then the serious radio got rocking and rolling, and the next thing you know, everybody's dancing, it's raining, we got bonfire, just like the old days,
It was raining and there was a fire going?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
how
a
you
fucking
gotta
party.
do it. Yeah.
Stu Boy got 3 ways sideways, and lives to tell about it.
It was fun, but this weekend is the hog roast for my buddy Stacy's daughter graduating from college. So Friday night, I gotta go prep the pig out. That's usually the bigger party than the Saturday roasting.
Well, I know the pre-party well. Last time I saw your old buddy Stacy, no, I've seen him once briefly since then, but the last time before that was Chad's graduation party. Stewie's son and beloved friend of me and Brandon here, also in my wedding party.
Yeah, I like that guy.
The last time I saw Stacy was the pre-game night of the hog roast, and then the hog roast the day following. I hated you for a couple months. I could not go back over there.
Well, Chad's graduation party was from a Thursday to a Sunday.
Dude, that tore me up. That was the most
how many
fucked up
how many
I've ever been.
graduation parties you go to that have porta potties?
Dude,
What?
Weren't you there?
Was I?
It had a port in that cul-de-sac off Christine.
I had a tent in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know what grad party.
It went Thursday to Sunday, and we in that cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
We had Johnny on the spot. You remember that?
I do. I wish I did.
Unless I didn't make it through, I don't know.
Okay, we have a pitter-patter visitation of... Well, we got all kinds of people on this show.
We're going to check out the studio.
Here comes Kelly.
What's up, Rocco?
Hi, Kelly.
What's up, Kelly?
I like your shorts.
Yeah.
Sweet shorts. You got some lace going on there? You.
My beautiful fiance just showed up. But anyhow, yeah, we got Stewie from St. Louis. Did we pick any topics, or were we just gonna
have
record?
Absolutely nothing prepared to talk about.
Normally there's something to talk about. What did we talk about last week that we thought Stewie might have? Can we play that YouTube video for him, the old tasering thing, and see what his take is on all that? Do we have time to...
Yeah, we can look it up.
Is that bad showmanship?
To pull up the same shit we've already played before?
Yeah, but I think we discussed it. We wanted his take on it, and we know that you have probably, at least to me, a similar hate for the popos.
Well,
in the lawman.
Yes and no. I mean, there's the good and bad of both of them, but
this particular situation, I like the fucked up dude in the house that knows nothing about anything else, but is like has a law degree in his personal rights against the popos. Like, he doesn't know shit. He's a meth head, but he's just like this shitty dude. But he knows that the cops can't come in. He's like quoting law. Which, I mean, let's say this: if somebody called the cops on you or something, and they were trying to kick your door in, and the wife's saying everything's good, the guy's saying everything's good, and they're like, nope, we're coming in, you probably go tell them to fuck themselves, right?
Yeah, because they're supposed to have probable cause, but that doesn't always happen. That just shows you the bad cops.
Exactly, and I know you know some good ones. I haven't lived long enough to meet cops that I went to high school with, and then are now cops that are good dudes. Yeah, I met your buddy that's like the narcotics guy. That's pretty awesome, dude. It's seeing people dying and shit. But this is a bad cop rendition, Stewie. I think you might agree. Give this a gander.
Check everything that's happening now. Stop talking. You're gonna come inside?
Without a warrant, sir?
You're gonna come inside without a warrant? Probable cause, you're gonna kick my door down.
So these people are filming
There is
from
no
inside their
domestic
home.
violence. There is
The
no
cops are
domestic
out. They're
violence.
like, hey, we're gonna come in. No, you can't. And the cops are like, all right, but we're gonna do that anyway. And then they just stand around and fucking nothing. Yeah.
There's one child in the house and one is playing outside. Officer, there's one child.
Why are you guys not coming out? Why are you not coming out?
Because we don't
Why
live in
are
a
you
police
not
state,
coming
sir.
out?
Martial law has not been established in this country.
Okay, can you do us a favor? All get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
Everyone get down on the ground.
He can't record if his hands are behind his back. We need documentation of this violation of their civil rights.
Well, people that just
So that's all.
kind of know what they're talking about, but can't really convey it.
He's got his hand up. You're gonna kick my door. You kicked my door down. You kicked my door down.
Get on the ground.
You kicked my door down.
Get on the ground.
No, you have no right to be in here. You have no right to be in here. You have no right to be here. You have no right to be in here. Do not touch her. You are assaulting her.
What? They tased somebody.
They tased that woman?
I think they tased the dude. Because the dude was like, hey, don't touch her, and stuck his hand out, and the cop was like, nah, dude.
So, cut to Stewie's front door. Deadbolt locked. Vicky bitching in the background. And you saying, and Chad's like, you can't come in my dad's house. He's not doing anything. And you're just like, get out of here, bro. And then they kick. What do you do? What do you do in that scenario, Stu boy?
Well, obviously there had to be a reason why them cops were there. But you don't know that.
But if everybody...
So this video doesn't really tell you the whole story.
But if they're saying, there's a kid in the back, there's a kid in here,
right?
She's right here and I'm right here and all is well, get the fuck out of here, you don't have a warrant, and they kick the door down, that's a problem, right?
If they have some sort of probable cause, that'd be a different thing. But even if they get to the place, the cops didn't seem to explain themselves very well why they were going to be entering without some sort of, I don't know that they're not necessarily required to do that, but when they're like, hey, you can't do this without a warrant, and the cop's like, yeah, we're going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, cops aren't defending themselves in that situation or
No.
explaining why they're going to do it anyway.
And that's an outlaw video anyway, so who knows if it's set up? How many people? How good is YouTube?
It was a news story. I mean,
Okay.
There's that Harley that just drove by.
Oh.
We are.
Is that what this little gap is right
I
here?
try to not get myself in those situations to have a cop bang on my door, but there are incidents that this probably could happen, and I don't know what I would do. Hopefully, I'm not drinking or drugging at the time.
Here's what
because
I don't
it was gonna probably escalate to something that is gonna make my life a lot worse at that moment.
I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
Is this not-
I don't know if you think a cop is listening to this right
No.
now. You sound like you're on your absolute goddamn best behavior right now. Like
I told you I've only had one beer.
I am
Jesus.
Mike Stewart. I don't believe that the cops ever do anything wrong.
Hey, did someone else just walk in?
Jesus fucking Christ,
What?
man. Like, seriously. No.
It's a real discussion. I'll tell you.
I
what
get
it
it.
is.
I know that you're just trying to play the circumstances and keeping an open mind, and I can respect that.
Well, hit all in.
Okay, if not, they come in, I get the 30 out, 6 out, I blow their asses.
Okay.
The cops?
Now that's better.
I mean, if there's good reason, if they're tasing Vicky for no reason, if you had a new neighbor move in,
They better have a big taser to taste
Look,
Vicky.
you had a new neighbor move in
Funny.
that didn't know you
It was
guys,
good.
was listening to you and Vic arguing, and was like, "Oh God,
I've had that happen to me.
domestic dispute or whatever." And
Where
then
I
they
had
call.
that. I had that at Sweet Bay.
Exactly. So the cops
did.
come, and instead of being like, "No, all is well," they kick the door down and tase you or Vicky, and you're like, "Hey, don't do that." So I'm just saying.
Actually, I did get arrested for doing that. Me and Vic got in an argument on Sweet Bay.
Domestic disputes, you got arrested?
Yeah, I did.
I'm
This is,
surprised we ain't telling
And I was sitting in the kitchen, and the cops come in and said, "We have to arrest you for threatening your wife or something." I said, "Well, one way you're gonna get me out is to carry me out of here."
Did you do the plank? Did you just stiffen up?
No, I just fell to the ground. They hog tied me and carried me out. Asked Chad and Mickey, they were there.
Hell yeah, make it hard on them one time.
Yeah, and I told them I threatened to kill all of them in the car. And
That's where you did wrong.
Is this
See,
statute of limitations? You allowed to discuss this at this moment?
Yep, and then I threatened to kill all of them, and then I got to O'Fallon jail, and they were like, "What?" I said, "Yep." I said, "You gotta take that badge off. I'll kick all your asses."
Yeah, they like to stick you for stuff like that. Man.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a real pride idea on my part, but you know what? It happened.
That's all right. It's that's a real life scenario of something similar to.
That was back in my wild days.
Back in your wild
Yeah, I've
days?
matured here lately.
Okay, like I'm saying, you're not hearing the real Mike, and I guess he was right. He needs to be just blackout drunk, but he knows that he's holding himself back, like someone is listening important, which I can verify for you that I have to.
It doesn't matter anymore. I'm off probation.
No, exactly.
Congratulations.
So now you just do
You
what
like
you
that,
want.
huh?
Let's put
I'd
some
love
coke
it.
up our ass.
Yeah.
Get high.
Hey, if we had
buddy.
I would have put it up our asses though. One time.
All right. Well, I am now in the position where I have to urinate. It has come to a head. I don't know how much time has passed, but looks like Stewie's
another
getting
guest.
a call.
We got
We have another guest.
There's a duck here, and Rocco seems to like to go. All right, so
I gotta take a piss. You want to go to
So-
break time early here?
yeah,
Break time,
we'll do
break
the early
time.
break. We
I can
really
check the
did.
score on the U.S.-Belgium international friendly.
Those Red Wings and Blackhawks are playing as well.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. Stu.
Game 7?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Game 7.
We'll carry on here with whatever we decide to talk about, and if it's a good subject we deem a Mike Stewie opinion on one time, we'll just call you up and we'll get some further material from you. You're good company, I would say.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Is this a weekly thing, a daily thing? What is this?
Once a week.
This is a Wednesday event.
So
like right before Thirsty Thursday.
kind of sorta.
Yeah.
Wacky Wednesdays in Penice's garage.
And the garage is looking a little better today, I would say. It's
Clean it up.
What do you put some things up on the walls? We have
Some
to do
work,
some
too.
things. So
Stewie's gonna run some TV down here.
Sex
We're gonna put
mirrors.
a nice mini fridge and
put the mirrors up.
yeah, we'll make this a disco scene. Yeah, I'm gonna take a leak here and You guys may hear from Stewie one time if we
Never know.
call him up.
Early break. Hit the ground running for the first time. Early.
In a place where podcasting has been outlawed, two men on a mission might just change the world. Murphy, hit it!
Ja rule or one, yeah, it's our world. Please believe y'all ain't real. Please believe it's murder. Please believe I-N-C.
My pops didn't work himself to the grave for me to live in a world like this. It's time we take this to the next level.
I'm all about taking these guys down, man, but I don't think we can do this alone.
I got just the guys in mind. Murphy, hit it! This summer, a do-or-die heist with only one side victorious in the end. Life.Internet. The movie.
Alright, back from break. It's break time.
Yeah.
A great first 20 minutes there, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
The usual train wreck of the first 20 minutes. But it was nice to have Stu around, even though it was a reserved Stu.
Out of character, if you ask me, but I think he was a bit nervous, which you don't usually find Stewie in the nervous persuasion. But
yeah, he knew he was being recorded. He was going to be on the internet radios.
he was leaving out some of his key words in his everyday vocabulary that I think one day soon maybe we'll hear.
Yeah, we'd out him now, but let's leave it up to Stu to reveal his true self at a later point.
They will know.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we didn't get through much there. We could recap the beginning for a second, because I kind of wanted to talk about what just happened. We didn't really talk about anything. We started to get into the Jamestown thing and then got trampled on that. And then we played a thing that we played, what was that, last week or the week before?
Right.
So we just played old audio and didn't really talk about anything. So,
Right.
Do you want to finish out the Jamestown thing? Do you want to describe what happened when we went to pick up like the stuff for the studio? I'm going to call it the studio, even though it's just your garage. But
Right.
we'll pretend it's the studio.
I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. We described the apocalyptic scenario. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the 90s when I was, visiting this mall. It was like the coolest place in the world. There were like fountains. You've never seen a mall that had just ongoing fountains, walkway after walkway. There's long change in them for 30 plus years. But
What I didn't understand is there was like half the mall was open, but half of it was shut down. But the half in between, because we went to like the hotel furniture, whatever the fuck that place was called. And that was like the old Dillard's or JCPenney or something that was just gutted and then filled with old hotel furniture and random bullshit. And then that was one side of the mall, and then the complete opposite side of the mall, there seemed to be like people going in and out. But from our perspective, if we look through the doors from where we were at inside the hotel furniture place,
yeah,
it was just desolate, like shut down, like weeds growing out of the cracks inside the mall.
inside the mall. Because there's like skylights so that you could still see out there what was going on. And
it was very like movie-like. Like they could use that for a fucking film set.
The fumes, I think we both were experiencing. All the furniture that had been in just all the scum of the earth, hotels in the greater St. Louis region, just compiled into one musky, dark place, because you didn't leave the lights on, so basically you kind of just had to use whatever lighting you could, some lights. But I got kind of high off of the Goodwill scent overflow.
It was basically a giant Goodwill, but replaced the furniture or the clothes in Goodwill with hotel furniture. And then but the same smell, which is what we're sitting on this couch right now, and it's just wafting up.
But it's like this times 1,000, and I was nauseous.
It was anxiety-inducing.
Lightheaded, anxious, and a little cancerous, if that's even a term you can use to describe a mood. I felt like I was just like violated by being there or something.
If we develop some kind of disease later in life, I will track it back to our trip to that place.
Yeah, I mean, the cover art we should use for this episode will be should be us sitting. In this desolate mall we speak of here.
Right now, you'll be looking at a photo of us somewhere in this place, and you can see the background of. That's just a small glimpse into what was happening in that place. Imagine that picture, but then just magnified throughout an entire Dillard's.
It doesn't sell it because until you look down at a dark, empty, what do you call it? Escalator stair? And like this creepy as hell old Santa Claus is, decoration is blocking it, and there's some boxes and bungee cords, and you look down there, it's just dark, and I used to go down those fucking escalators. It's just weird to look down there.
There used to be stuff down there.
Completely terrified. So, I don't know.
Alright, but,
very surreal.
I guess, so we'll take it from there. Speaking of 90s and your childhood, I mentioned it, I think, when I did one of the solo casts, and Amanda Bynes and her antics lately came up, and I guess you don't really know what's going on with all that.
I'm not hip to the Hollywood talk.
Well, I didn't really exactly know what was going on or how crazy it was necessarily going to get, but everyone compares it to like Lindsay Lohan type shit going on, but she is losing her mind.
Like Britney Spears type
thing. I think like in the last one I said how she had shaved part of her head, or she shaved her head, and it was because she got like a bad hair dye job, and so yeah, she's just been all in the news lately doing a bunch of weird shit. I guess last week at some point she got arrested, allegedly, I guess we could say, smoking weed in the lobby of her building where she lives.
Okay.
And so when the cops showed up, I guess went up to her building or room or whatever the fuck it is, and she threw a bong out of her window, and she's on the 36th floor, so 36th floor window bong launch, and
this is a clean show, so we call it water pipe here.
Water pipe? What does a water pipe do?
I don't know. If you go into a head shop and you want a bong, and you ask for a bong, they tell you to leave.
Since when is it a clean show?
It's not. I was joking.
Oh, okay.
I do need to make a quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
For starters, my fiance looks sexy as hell hula hooping, but the garage door is open, and whatever weird noise you keep hearing, a child or just a mentally retarded adult, I'm sorry about that. We're not going to close the garage at this point, so...
Yeah, I'm not worried about whatever's going on in the background.
Okay.
It's distracting, but yeah, you'll hear dogs and...
Yeah, the pitter-patter of Rocco you hear. So, yeah, the 90s, Amanda Bynes, crazy. Where did she get her start?
So she threw the bong out the window, allegedly. There were no reports of it. Then... there were no reports of the bong being found, and then apparently TMZ found pictures of the bong. But then she comes out on the internet and is like, "No, that wasn't real. They're trying to So she's taking to Twitter and trying to defend herself about all this shit and saying all kinds of nonsense. She's saying that TMZ's photo is not real. Then she was saying that the cops that showed up sexually assaulted her, they smacked her or patted her vagina, and then it turned out that she didn't end up getting in trouble for whatever, the charges didn't stick for whatever she did, and the judge didn't find any sexual charges against the cops, and I guess she was okay with that. So each and every day, she does a new, different, crazy thing and rips on different people. We were playing around on the internet to try to find stuff earlier, and this one says, I guess it was either yesterday or today, a couple days ago, Courtney Love said to her on Twitter, "Hey, you need to calm down," or something along those lines.
Courtney Love?
Courtney Love told her that she needs to calm down, which is...
Pot
I think
kettle type thing?
Pot calling, kettle black type
Must
situation.
Must be bad, though, if Courtney Love is calling you out.
Who knows? It's just It really is the talk of the internet right now, and it's hard to avoid. But I'm glad. I don't think I got on it too early with the solo cast, but I think there's going to be plenty more material if we care to touch on it. But we'll finish it out right now before we talk about some other shit. With yesterday's, I guess, was Chrissy Teigen, some swimsuit model, said on Twitter to her, the fact that Amanda Bynes has any support to retweet is really unsettling. Support people with mental illness, yes, but don't condone or enable scary and poor behavior. So Amanda Bynes decided that she was going to go ahead and respond to that, calling her an old ugly model, even though they're both the same age. So the tweet went along the lines of, "You're not a pretty model compared to me. I signed a Ford at age 13. I don't look up to you beauty-wise. I'm far prettier than you. I'm offended that you're saying I have a mental illness when I show no sign of it. But thankfully, no man that wants me wants you, and you're an ugly old model compared to me." So she just rips on everyone that says anything about it.
Okay, and that was done on the Twitter?
Yeah.
She must have pushed the character count on that.
I think there's a thing called like tweet more, or like tweet more shit, or tweet extra, or you can just like, it's almost like a link, like if you were to click a picture, but it's a picture of whatever she has to say. You can just type as much shit as you want. So this is our dear pal that we grew up with. You know, being the 90s kids we are, we reference it quite often, but this is our dear beloved young Amanda Bynes from The Amanda Show, from All That.
All That is where she got her kickstart, right? Her claim to fame.
I think that's it. She was a model for Ford at age 13, but I think she's probably around that at that time.
A few movies.
She had plenty of movies. I'm gonna IMDb her while we discuss this.
Last one I remember, she was like a holy roller. She was like a Christian, overly zealous Christian chick or something. I don't remember if that was like Mean Girls or what movie, but
that Easy A movie.
Oh, Easy A, that's right. And she seemed like she was going weird then, like with her face, like it was all Botoxed out or something. But she seemed semi-normal at that point.
I don't remember that one. She was in She's the Man. It was at the soccer, like there was a soccer dude, and she was like the love interest. What a Girl Wants, where she was like, there was like some British prince or something along those lines, and she was the love interest from like America or some shit.
Oh my God. I mean,
she was like a teen heartthrob in the female sense.
What? Did you throb your heart for her? Because I never did.
You know what? She was cute and she was funny, and that was different. I mean, she wasn't like another psychopath, the Britney Spears type thing.
Kelly's giving the thumbs down from outside the garage there.
No, not good.
I never really got it. It's kind of fucked up when you see like her, and then you see like Keenan, and you see who else? The big fat chick. She did like a short stint on Kelly. God damn it!
Workaholics. She was in the fat chick or Amanda Bynes.
She was in the fat chick that did the misinformation skit on All That or whatever. She was on.
Nick Cannon was in All That.
Yeah, all those people, and you just look at them, and they were your age when you were a kid. They were, I guess, funny then, even though you look back and All That was probably never, ever funny. But, and then you look at yourself, and you're like, okay, I watch hockey, and I see, like, a David Backes and all these guys that are my age, and they're super successful, and I'm like, oh, man, that could be me. Why am I just, like, a piece of shit that sits in my garage with my friend and a microphone? But, here I am. But then you look at those people, and you look at Keenan, who's absolutely not funny, but somehow still is casted on SNL. You look at Amanda Bynes has gone off the deep end. You look at the super fat Mary Beth, whatever her name is.
That's right, Mary Beth.
And
Lori Beth.
Lori Beth, yeah.
Lori
and
Beth.
It's like, I think I'm doing okay. I'll keep my microphone and my general health and my lack of tweets and craziness for my simple life here in Darby Prairie.
You got Drake Bell.
Drake. Kelly's
Drake of Josh and Drake.
Kelly's a huge Degrassi fan. The original cast, though, just the original. Just original cast.
Not Drake from Degrassi, not the rapper.
I'm sorry, I thought we were just talking about like Disney type shit.
No, Drake Bell, the guy from Drake and Josh.
Oh,
Josh, the fat kid that was in that one
That's
movie where he like tried to kill a kid, the McCulkin kid. There was all kinds of people. You were talking about Keenan and Kel.
Yeah,
that was a good one. Kel is now like a Christian spokesperson or like something. He's some religious spokesperson.
Because that always happened too.
It's either you go one way or the other. You're either like a super religious freak or you're just a psychopath. I don't know.
So now you hear Kelly riding her bike out. I'm sorry I have to keep cutting in here, but it's just kind of ridiculous that the lack of respect. But we are sitting in a garage.
Threw this out the window the moment that we started it. So we're just going to have to roll with it and kind of ignore everything else and hope that it doesn't get too crazy in the background.
Well, so what are we, let's stay on the 90s thing because everybody loves the 90s if you're our age, 25, 26, whatever. I mean, you grew up there. And that's everyone in the era when they were a kid and there were toys and a ball, Crossfire and Kerplunk or whatever, you played back then. But, I mean, now I totally lost my fucking train of thought. Right then and there it happened, and now we're...
90s kid.
Oh, yeah. No, should we just call someone and ask what their favorite 90s moment was? Whether it was just like a Hey Dude marathon or like me, I used to stay up as late as I could and have to wash cold water over my face so I could watch the 90s cast of SNL. Like, what did you do in the 90s? Saturday morning, Saturday evening on the street. Should we call someone? Or?
You can call someone if you want. I don't know. We could start with me. My favorite 90s moment. I don't know. I was a big Pete and Pete fan. I think we talked about Pete and Pete. I referenced like the Dame Tam Briley thing, but Pete and Pete was always my gig. I was a Doug fan. The Doug cartoon was a big one for me, which later got picked up by like ABC or something, and all the animation and voices changed.
First Saturday morning or something like that.
That was nonsense. But
what was your favorite Pete and Pete episode?
Pete and Pete episode of favorite was probably one of the many. I don't remember how many there were with Steve Buscemi, but there was like Pete was on like house arrest, or little Pete was in trouble, and they were. His dad and the neighbor, who was Steve Buscemi, were having like lawn feuds. Whoever had the nicest lawn, and little Pete tried to like dig his way out of the basement.
There's no way that this is the same episode that is my favorite episode. This has to be a different episode.
Why would we not have the same one? It's a great episode. Little Pete uses like the trophy to dig his way through the underground.
You're misreferencing. Well, maybe you're referencing right, but Little Pete, this is my favorite episode, and I didn't think you would reference, but Little Pete gets grounded.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Right.
Like I said, he uses the trophy and digs out a underground passageway out of his house so he can escape. And Harriet the Spy, later on, came by over his dried out grass tunnel and sprayed green paint over the grass to cover up the tunnel.
Yeah, but wasn't the underlying part, what was going on with the parents was their dad, his dad was their parents. Was Harriet the Spy's dad Steve Buscemi? Or was that a different person?
I don't think so, but
whatever it was, they were having like whoever has the best lawn feud type thing, and Little Pete ruined it by digging the underground thing and killing all the grass above him while he was grounded.
Why was he grounded though? Do you remember?
Fuck.
Have we ever discussed this before?
I don't think so.
And this has been, you've watched since, this is 15 or more years since I've seen Pete and Pete. And really? That is my favorite episode to the day. How does that work? It's crazy.
I watch this shit all the time, dude. I have seasons 1 and 2 on DVD. The only ones printed on DVD. The actual third season was pressed on DVD, but never released. So somewhere out there in the world, there's a warehouse of pressed season 3 Pete DVDs. But I did download it from the internet, so I have it on my external hard drive. Season 3.
I'd be interested to watch that, especially with your direct ties with Danny Tamborelli and discussions. But that's so weird. I was going to wait till you finished because I have this great knack for interrupting all the time, often, as much as possible. but I was gonna wait till you were done and then describe that episode. So that's awesome.
That's my favorite episode. I love that one. Hopefully, we aren't talking about two totally separate episodes combined.
I think so,
but I'm pretty sure it was the lawn one.
I'm gonna take the S letter challenge here and see if first Jeff Seaver answers, and if not, I'm gonna call Shelton.
Okay, Shelton. Yeah. Okay.
And again, I'm sorry for Rocco's pitter patter. Kelly is riding her bike and he keeps running through here.
Yeah, it's a nice little background to the audio. Now Shelton has what is it? Band practice
Tonight? I thought it was Wednesday.
But tonight is that big Dream Fox show with the Alana Gucci, and I know Josh in Dream Fox plays with Dan and them, but I don't know if maybe he's sitting this one out and they're still. We could try.
I thought that Dream Fox was still in Pittsburgh today, but maybe I'm wrong.
Josh went on tour with another band.
Oh, okay.
But I think they got back a couple days ago.
It can't be a couple. Anyway, let me call Seaver and see if we get an answer here.
Another viral superstar friend of ours. I showed you his work video.
Oh yeah.
But, if we can get him in trouble and talk about that one.
A great friend of ours. Me and Seaver went and saw Iron Man 3D in an empty theater last week. I'll finish the story in a sec.
Hello?
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 Seaver.
Hello?
What are you doing?
Who is this?
This is Patrick and Brandon. Is this Jeff?
And you want me to come to what?
Okay.
Who did the what now?
I guess we have the wrong number, sir. I apologize. You don't know anything about the 90s, I'm sure.
No, I don't think so.
All right. See you, Dave Kriegers.
Birthday.
Who the fuck was that?
I don't know. Why don't I have... Hold on. Oh, it's under Jeff. That's an old number.
He legitimately answered...
That was Dave Kriegers, right?
You don't know anything about the 90s. No.
That was definitely Dave Krieger. No, was it?
Dave Krieger is saved under Seaver.
Okay.
Was that Server?
I was surprised when they answered.
Who the hell was Server?
Seaver. S-E-V-E-R.
Who was that?
I don't know.
He didn't know anything about the 90s, though.
He didn't.
I think he said, I certainly don't. What did he say?
Yeah, he sounded way older than us, too.
We should call that guy back.
Yeah.
Hello?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
The right Jeffrey. It's me and Murphy here. We're live on life.internet. We were...
Hello, live.internet.
Hey. Oh, hello, Seaver. That's what they...
We thought maybe we would call you about an issue. You got a second to chat?
I do have a second to chat.
All right.
Murphy, you want to kind of let them know what we're... It's nothing deep.
Nothing exciting. We're just discussing the 90s and our childhood, and just a simple, boring, shitty question. What's your favorite moment from the 90s? Your favorite memory of you, and perhaps are you thinking straight television?
No, it could be a toy. It could be it could be a commercial. It could be just some outfit he got on his 7th birthday. We just want to know your favorite 90s memory.
Okay, how about, I believe it was the 92 or 94 Olympics. Summer Olympics. And that was awesome. Do you remember, like, making up stupid games in your backyard? Like, they had nothing to do with, like, the Olympics, but yet somehow, like, you guys played it off on a point system and making up dumb games like that?
I mean, I've never done such a thing, but it sounds entertaining. I might even be willing to do that now. So you would make up Olympic games that weren't Olympic games and added some sort of medal system to them?
Correct, yes. Oh, of course.
Okay.
And, like, the bronze, the silver, the gold, of course, gold, always rocking. And so, like, me and, like, I guess my neighborhood friend kids would go around and we'd take a bouncy ball and we'd make, like a hula hoop, and you had to throw it through hula hoops and then, like, dive through the hula hoop to catch the ball and then, like, toss it to somebody just to get a point. Like, dumb.
So it was like the human version of Jax?
Correct.
More along the lines of, like, Special Olympics, maybe?
Correct, yes. Very much on that level. I'm pretty sure most people in the Special Olympics probably would have murdered us during that triathlon.
Okay. You're probably
But
right.
I do believe that my medalist, I still appreciate my gold medals. Yes, I do.
So you placed gold.
Oh, yeah, I placed gold in probably 2 or 3 of them.
Were you the judge, though?
Everybody's judges in that. You know, it's the Special Olympics for kids. So, you know, everybody's a judge.
What
And then, you know, one kid gets hurt, and then the game's all over.
all right, so we have Jeff's favorite 90s childhood act, or at least most memorable. What about favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? This is kind of weird, but it used to be the PJs, and it was a clay figuration. And I believe it was done by, like, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
Like
yeah.
that.
Did you say clay figuration?
Yeah, it was claymation, Eddie Murphy, the PJs. It was a very guttural, down-to-earth show. Was it on Fox?
It was on Fox, and it was about a black superintendent and him having to deal with his whole family, and it's like, Muriel, and, like, everybody like that, like, in the cast.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Movie? Favorite movie?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's actually 90s.
Independence Day.
Predator.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not 90s.
Carl Weathers. I think it's like
That's
90.
gotta-
I think it's like 1990.
You know what?
lifeDOTmurphy likes to check their facts on occasion, so Murphy's gonna look it up as we speak. Okay, so
Now,
Predator.
do you have a backup if Predator is not from the 90s?
A backup for Predator on 90s. Okay. 1990s.
87. Try again.
Ah, damn.
Blank check.
Blank check. We
Great
referenced
choice.
that. We actually had an episode where we talked about what would you do if you had, I think it was just as much money as possible and you could do whatever you wanted with it. We were talking about the lottery, I think, a couple months ago, and one of mine, I think it was mine, or maybe it was Schwartz's, maybe Joey Longhair, but was to, if you were loaded today, 26 years old today, what would you do with your lottery winnings? And somebody's was to recreate the movie Blank Check, like down to the bank scene and all of like the shitty VR boxing and all
The
that.
best part about the movie Blank Check is if you actually had $1 million, there's no way in hell you could accomplish what that kid accomplished.
Not at all.
This day and age.
Even in the 90s. Even in the 90s, I think that was a stretch.
So he wrote himself the check just for $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And they
part.
gave it to some kid and put cash in a backpack and let him leave the bank with that
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
because of the guy that accidentally ran him over and ruined his bike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good premise.
Yeah. So that's fun. Yeah, we referenced that before, Stever, so I can deal with that. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of other 90s movies, really. Most of them are like in 80s, like all the action ones I care about.
No, one was good enough. No worries.
That's sufficient.
Yeah, we got what we needed out of you.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon, Mr. Sievers. I'm gonna. I briefly touched on our movie experience last week. The old whiskey bottle and empty movie theater for Iron Man. That was a good old time.
Right, yeah. I do believe that there is another superhero movie coming out soon, so
Is it a date?
we can get on that.
It's a date. I would say. We'll get Murphy in on that. It was quite an experience. Well, thanks for the input, Seaver, and I'm glad you made it through the 90s to today, and I'm glad that we're friends, and I love you.
No, I love you too.
Alright, boys, well, you have a good night.
All right,
Kelly loves you too.
I'm gonna call you later about this weekend.
Oh, yes, about this weekend. And Brandon, you did get the reference that we're not going to the game tomorrow night because I'm going to be in Hannibal, correct?
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, the KC game.
Oh yeah. No, I had no idea, but I'll call you. I'll call you tonight. Well, I don't care about what happened. That was great. I got to sleep, so I'm not worried about it.
Alright, later.
All right,
Bye,
love you.
Jeffrey.
Bye.
So that was the real Jeff Sievers, not Sievers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seaver.
I don't know what that was all about, but that guy seemed like he needed someone to talk to.
He didn't. The guy that we accidentally called.
Yeah.
He didn't let us off the phone or say sorry, wrong number. See you later. He was like,
No, he was like, "What do I do now?" And then,
Almost
And then you said,
natural.
like,
You do need
I
to
don't-
call back.
I think we should. Maybe one of these times. Maybe next week. Let's. We got a few minutes left. Should we finish it out? We don't need to take another break, right?
No.
Let's discuss the weekend events of Arrested Development. How far did you end up getting?
I only have about 3 or 4 left.
Okay. Arrested Development premiered on Netflix Sunday, May 26th at 2 a.m. And we watched a couple at 2 a.m. And then we got up and got some food and went to the park and then headed back, hung out at a barbecue for a minute, and then dove into the Arrested Development, got a little ways through. So you have a few left. I finished it since. Actually finished it the next day. Any thoughts so far? Do you want to...
I feel like the reason I haven't finished it is I'm waiting for it to get a little bit better, and I know that progressively each episode has. I'm almost not ready for all the episodes to be done and me be dissatisfied. Not that it's not all great. It's fantastic. It's hard to come back to the formula a few years later and repeat it, but...
7 years later.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, and all the characters, I love seeing them back together. I was listening to Opie and Anthony's podcast today, and their little segment podcast they do, and
Jeffrey
Tambor, yeah, he
George Bluth Sr.
George Bluth Sr. Yeah, he came on and they talked about it. It was great. I love the season. It's a little surreal because it's almost over, and
it is the most intricate, like, the amount of time that some of the stuff is happening is like, there's a few scenes that are like 10-minute periods of time.
Yeah.
But there's like all the different characters, situations in those 10 minutes, but everything around that and outside of that ties into those little like 10-minute things.
Plays off.
They've always like included everything, but this time just the intricacies of how deep each little detail of something happening.
Yeah.
Like from the scene where right after Lucille takes the boat and runs, and then they're in like the police station, you can see each individual character in the background doing different things, and then you see their episode and you see them doing those things in that scene.
A couple episodes later, even
episodes and episodes later. I mean, all throughout the whole season it happens. Yeah. So the detail on it is outrageous, and how you write something that detailed is insane.
I mean, what I haven't seen yet is all the characters that I really like. Has Bob Loblaw made his appearance yet? Or I guess you've seen the rest, so I'll leave it to my own good times. But no, I want Tobias to be not spoiler alert, not out front like gay. I want his innuendos to continue, and I was kind of upset when they were like, so Tobias is not gay, but he just says gay things and he realizes it. But I guess it's necessary. And the moment that Tobias acknowledged that the things he's been saying over the years were gay was actually fucking fantastic. And no, I do love the show, and I think I was just so hyped up that, like you said, it's an art form. Like it's so well built, and there's so much to it that you really have to watch it through once. And just like the other seasons, you got to probably watch it through at least 1 or 2 more times to just pick up on everything and catch what it was. But I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little stuff, and I don't know. I finished it. I won't say anything for your sake. If you had already watched it, I would spoil it for any of the 8 people that are watching or listening to this. But yeah, I guess we'll just talk about it when it's over, because I got nothing to say about the ending till you get through it, till you guys get through it, because it's an interesting ending.
One last thing. What's up with Job's? And I think it's hilarious, but it's like I truly feel like I'm having an anxiety attack when he's doing this. His little repeat anxiety attacks where he can't talk, and he's like, "Would you just have?" And I just, "Would you?" You know what I'm saying? I can't quite.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't remember those happening.
That's what I'm saying.
In like previous seasons, unless he's losing confidence in himself, or like.
I think he's starting to realize that the whole magician thing is like ridiculous, maybe, and.
But there's more to come. There's a great Job episode that if you haven't seen it yet.
I don't think I've seen Job's Arrested Development. Was that one of the first couple episodes?
Yeah.
They have a few for each.
Get away. Okay. Yeah,
There's only like I won't.
We'll leave it alone because most people either haven't seen it or are going to and have not watched the episodes yet. So, but no, I was pretty pumped about all that, and it was a good little weekend we had there.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this. We'll come to a close here. Do we have any plugs for this week? I guess we can't really plug that Dream Fox show because it's happening tonight, and this won't go up till tomorrow.
I don't know. Boxer Joe's been hitting me up again. I changed my number, but somehow he got a hold of me. I guess he's trying out comedy now. He's been pretty adamant about me, trying to plug him on the show. So if you get on Vine, I've re-vined some of his stuff. You check out on my page. P_niece is also my Twitter. But that guy,
Boxer Joe has a bright future in the life.internet world.
I just didn't try to pick up a regular job. I mean, obviously he's a pro at anything he does, but
apparently he's out there trying. Right.
The jokes are rough though, man. They're not the best. So
check out Boxer Joe on P-Niece and Vine. I got no plugs. I got the usual, the Twitter, the life.murphy, and we'll make some tweaks to the website, the life.internet.com, up and running.
Next episode live from Jamestown Mall?
Maybe. No. But, yeah, probably no.
We could get away with it, though. We could walk in there with a phone or even a computer set up somewhere back there and just start recording, and the guy doesn't leave the front post. There was like homeless people living in there, they said.
There has been, and it would not surprise me if there currently is.
So it's official. Next episode live from the butthole of North County, Jamestown Mall. And see you there.
Yeah, let's do it. I guess we'll end with the shit that's getting old. We'll play a little track, but we'll also we'll do the weekly Sam Roberts thing. I think I got like some favorites and retweets and whatnots, but we'll play the mention, and then we'll finish this bad boy out.
Yeah, Sam Roberts, he's always name dropping you, man. Like I said, if I was you when we were off air, I was saying, I was kind of wondering. I mean, do you like make a compilation of him just saying your name and just kind of beat off to it, just kind of loop it over and over?
I don't necessarily beat off to it, but I do slow stroke it.
Just kind of prime the pump for maybe a lucky lady later on.
No, I actually don't do any of that. I just use it for the 7 seconds of material to get us through the hour.
Because the ladies are all about the big loads.
Fuck off.
Brandon Murphy, life.murphy, late listen this week, but it's a good one. I will fuck you, penis/butt, me/you. Yes, Brandon Murphy.
It's kind of strange. You looking happily deranged. I can't settle a shin bed. Or have you